girl dies by suicide in Tamil Nadu, alleging torture by teachers. And meanwhile, the public has erupted in outrage. These are the visuals there of the public outrage, almost verging on violence there as they come out on the streets and burning vehicles. Eruption of violence at Kallakurichi near Kanyamur town in Tamil Nadu. Last Tuesday night, a 12th standard school girl was found dead at a private school in which she was studying. According to police officials, there was a note written by the girl in which it was alleged that two teachers from the school had tortured her, forcing her to study all the time. Meanwhile, parents and relatives erupted in protest, blocking the Kallakurichi-Salem highway on Wednesday. And a case has been registered under Section 174, unnatural death. In the scenario today, demanding justice for the student, more than thousands of people staged a protest before the school in Kallakurichi-Salem highways. Many pelted stones at police vans, which created chaos in the area. Let's listen in to know more about this breaking news.
The school girl died under the natural situations, and we arrested a case and we are investigating. The parents even approached the High Court for another postmortem, and that is coming up tomorrow. And a small group of people came for protest, so therefore we made a elaborate arrangement. A DIG, 2 SPs and about 350 policemen were there. But these people collected over phone large number of people, and instead of protesting, they started attacking the school, and to safeguard the school only, our policemen completely tried to protect, but then they did not stop. Therefore, we have to give a lathi charge. We have now rushed extra police officers and policemen there. Around 100 men, 500 people are going there to bring the situation under control. We hope to bring the situation under control, but we warn the Tamil Nadu Police Department, we warn these people who are indulging in violence against schools. The very school, therefore these people cannot be school students, and against the police and the public, and we will certainly start our arrest today itself, and we are not going to spare any of them. We have proper video recordings. Everybody will be brought under.
And that was what the police had to say about the incident. Meanwhile, these are visuals that Republic has accessed, exclusive visuals of the violent protests that erupted, almost mass protests after a student committed suicide in Tamil Nadu in Kallakurichi in a private school. The letter she left behind alleges torture by teachers, forcing her to study all the time. Our correspondent Madhurima is on this story. Madhurima, what are the latest updates in terms of the case, in terms of the investigation? Have any arrests been made?
Well, as of now, we are learning that violence broke out on Saturday near this Kallakurichi in Tamil Nadu, where the protesters demanding justice over the death of the girl, as we were pointing out that she died, alleging that she was being brazenly forced to study all the time. And the entire protest went on to become very violent as the protesters went on a rampage, setting fire to vehicles and even indulged in stone pelting, forcing the police to fire in the air at least twice to restrain the violent mob. Also, what we are learning is Chief Minister M.K. Stalin also appealed to the people to maintain peace and assured them that those guilty would be punished. And at the same time, these appeals were made, but the agitators continued to protest, pushing down the barricades that were put up by the police, stormed into the premises of an international school which has been under the scanner because of this entire controversy. Also, some of them set ablaze a police bus as well. The situation seems to be quite tense there, and even a chunk of agitators had a free run and indulged in vandalism inside the school premises. Some of them took away the things that were inside the school, like the furniture, the cupboards from the school, and they damaged a lot of property inside. While these agitators flung stone at the policemen and the other forces deployed over there, several uniformed personnel, were forced to take charge. However, the Director General of Police has appealed to the people to maintain calm and warned against resorting to violence. And he has also warned that tough action
Right. So
would be taken.
appeals for peace going out from both the state administration as well as the police. Madhurima, you keep your eyes on that story. We'll be back with you later for more. Meanwhile, protests erupted there, as you can see in those visuals. Many of them are relatives of the young girl who allegedly committed suicide after being tortured by two of her teachers in a private school in Tamil Nadu. And those are visuals there, buses burning and people pelting stones, anger erupting on the streets of Kallakurichi in Tamil Nadu. This is near Salem in Tamil Nadu. A girl committed suicide. The incident dates back to perhaps in the early hours of Saturday. We are still not clear, but police are doing their best to maintain calm. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin also appealing for calm. And joining us now is our correspondent. We're trying to get in touch with our correspondent, Pragatish, to tell us more about what's happening even as we speak. Pragatish, we're hearing that violence erupted on Saturday itself. Relatives and family members and maybe other locals as well participating in all these activities, burning of buses. The administration has appealed for calm. What is the situation now?
Yes, the violence is quite terrible at the moment. It broke out on Sunday in Kallakurichi. It's a small district, and protesters have forcibly entered the school premises, and they've set the school buses and police vehicles on fire, and are demanding justice for the girl's death. The girl in question here is so far what we understand is that she died by suicide, and this was following immense torture and pressure put on her by her teachers, who compelled and forced her to study, and the situation is quite terrible there. The family and a lot of over hundreds of protesters have gathered in the area, and there's a lot of police deployment for the same.
Right. Heavy police deployment, even as hundreds of protesters still gathered there. Our correspondent Pragatish on that story on the ground, even as we speak. And those are the visuals of the violence that erupted, the outrage after the death of a young girl. Pragatish tells us that the incidents began early this morning on Sunday.